Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I got this look right here. It's kind of my everyday makeup look. The products do change throughout the summer. I'm always testing new products, but these are kind of my go-to favorites if I'm not testing any new products at the moment. So it's just kind of a natural, simple, you can still see imperfections, you can still see some of my redness on my skin, but this is just easy, natural looking, kind of get out the door in about 15 minutes kind of makeup. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Just stay tuned to see what products I use because it's all drugstore. So be sure to subscribe before you leave, and let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so starting off, I've already done my brows off camera. I used the E.L.F. Lock and Liner Brow Cream, as well as a new one from Jordana I've been testing out. It's a little brow pencil. Alright, for primer today, I'm going to be using the Clinique Pep-Start Hydroblur Moisturizer. I really love this stuff. It kind of acts as a double duty step for me, so I can kind of use it as my moisturizer and my primer. It does fill in my pores really well too, and kind of creates a smooth and even surface. It also does a really good job of hydrating my skin, but still keeping me matte all day long. So I really love this stuff. I'm just kind of massaging it in, pressing it in, and now we're going to be moving on to some foundation. So for foundation, I'm going to be using the Covergirl Clean Matte BB Cream. I wear mine in the shade Fair, and I love this stuff so much. It has the lightweight feel of a BB cream, but it has the coverage of a foundation. There we go. So I'm just putting a little dime size amount on my hand, and then I kind of spread it around on my face. I don't get too precise with this. I just kind of dot it all over. And then I like to just take my beauty blender and I just start patting that in. And you can just kind of see how easily this blends in to the skin. I think a lot of it helps with when you have a kind of moisturizing primer underneath. It helps it to kind of sink in, and it doesn't just sit on top of the skin. So I take this all over my face. I kind of take it on over the top of my eyelids too. So yeah, that's the completed foundation. So now we're going to be moving on to concealer. I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer, but you could also use the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer too if you wanted something a bit more like coverage. But for me, for today, I'm going to be going with the Age Rewind. So I just kind of dot this underneath my eyes. I don't do the full triangle. I will do this sometimes, but for an everyday, I just kind of put it underneath my eyes. I put it around my nose because I get a little bit of redness there on my chin and on my forehead where I kind of want a little bit extra coverage. And then when I cover up one of my little friends right there. And when I blend this out, I like to concentrate it right where I applied it. I don't like to move it around too much, but when I go underneath my eyes, I do kind of like to bring that down. I kind of blend it in that triangle motion, even though I didn't apply it in that triangle motion, so you'll see what I'm talking about here. Alright, moving on to blush, I am going to be using the NYX Whipped Lip and Cheek Souffle. This is kind of like a cream liquid blush. And I just apply some onto the back of my hand, and I take a small stippling brush and I just kind of buff it into my cheeks. And I really like the way a liquid blush looks for an everyday kind of look in the summertime because one, it stays on a lot better, and it just kind of melts into the skin. It doesn't look powdery, and it doesn't, sit on top of the skin. So I'm just going to be stippling and buffing this in. Alright, so now I'm just blending out any creases that might have happened underneath my eye with my beauty blender before we go in with our powder. I'm using the E.L.F. Beautifully Bare powder in the shade Fair Light. And I'm just going to be setting underneath my eyes with this and in my T-zone, basically anywhere that I applied the concealer. I use kind of a more densely packed brush for this because I really want it to be set and not move all day. And I definitely don't want any creasing throughout the day as well. Right now I'm just taking a big fluffy brush. This is the Real Techniques blush brush. And I use the same powder and I just kind of lightly dust this all over my face. I don't need to set it a lot because you still want some of the natural glow to come through on your skin, but you do want to definitely set your makeup, especially if you have more combo to oily skin like I do. So then I'm going in with my bronzer. I'm using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I love this stuff so much. It's not too warm tone and it's not too cool tone. I just take a Wet n Wild stippling brush and I just kind of dust this all around my forehead, around the perimeter of my face. Then I'm going to be taking a more precise brush. This is by Real Techniques. This is their contour brush. And I just kind of go into the hollows of my cheekbones there and on my nose just to give it a more contoured look. Next for my eyes, I'm just going to be taking my face powder that I used all over my lid to kind of set, because I did apply some concealer and foundation on my eyelids. So I was just going to set it in place so it doesn't crease. And then I take my bronzer with a big fluffy eyeshadow brush and just kind of buff that into my crease. I don't do anything too precise. It's just a light wash of color, and it just kind of brings out and enhances your eyes. So now for my favorite part, highlighter. I know that it's kind of hard to see in this lighting, the way that it's applying. My lighting in general, I'm going to be working on it. I'm not totally happy with it yet. And I know that it's kind of hard to see, you know, the shadows and everything, and it's hard to see the highlight, but on this side you can see a little bit better when it hits the light. It's such a beautiful highlight. This is the Essence Pure Nude highlight. It's super affordable, one of my absolute favorite highlights ever. It just looks like your skin is just naturally glowing from the inside out. It doesn't look glittery or overly metallic, or it doesn't look powdery. It just looks so beautiful on the skin and pretty natural. But you can build it up if you want. And I even apply it on my eyelids a little bit just to add a little bit of sheen there, even though it's barely detectable. Alright, time for mascara. I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. This is one of my new all-time favorite mascaras, so this part's kind of boring, but I do want to show you guys one little trick that I like to use. So after I've done one coat of mascara on my top lashes, I like to go in and I like to coat the back side of my lashes. I feel like sometimes we forget that that part needs to be covered too, and I think this adds a lot more volume and length to my lashes. And then I just kind of go in and I recomb through the fronts of them as well. I kind of wiggle my brush up and down and side to side, just to get as much volume as possible. And if you get some on your eyelid like I always do, then you can just take a spoolie or a Q-tip after it dries and you can just wipe it off. But make sure you wait till it dries. Alright, last but not least, we have lips. So I'm going to be using the Vaseline Rosy lips, but you could also use the Revlon HD lipstick in Sand. That's another one of my favorites. This lip balm is super moisturizing. It's very long lasting and it gives a nice hint of rosiness to your lips. So I really, really love this stuff too. And then on every day, I don't use a hardcore setting spray. I just like the Mario Badescu facial mist. This one is the one with cucumber. Super affordable. It smells amazing and it feels so hydrating and cooling on your skin. So I definitely love this stuff. Highly recommend it. It doesn't really make your makeup last longer, but we definitely won't have a problem with that. throughout the day. So here's the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Okay, so I just wanted you guys to see what my makeup looks like in my bathroom lighting. My lighting in here is a lot better than in my bedroom, but I don't really want to have to film in here, but I just wanted to give you guys kind of a closer look. Alright, so that is the completed look. It's very natural, very glowy, and it's going to stay in place all day because we have very thin layers of things on. I think that's the key when doing everyday makeup in the summer, is to just layer as thinly as possible. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like these kind of videos, and I'll see you in my next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.